Hello badminton fans and welcome to Badminton Racket Review and to this test of the Kumpoo Power Control 10U Badminton Racket, officially the lightest racket ever on the planet right now and in the history of rackets as far as we have tested at 660 rackets and counting. So where do we start? Let's start with availability and price. So this racket will be available via our racket sales site at www.badminton-racket-review.com, and the price is £75, which is bargain city compared to Caracal, FBs, FDs and other Astroxes and so on and so forth. So it's a really good price. Now in terms of the specs, we'll go through them and we'll compare them to our own E-Zone specification testing. So the weight of this racket, are we ready for this? The lightest racket on the planet right now and possibly ever, 54 plus minus 1 gram, 10U. Now let's see how that translates into overall racket weight. The E-Zone testing shows this racket to weigh 60.6 grams. Still 60.6. What? I can't. 60.6. I just can't recall. Goose and Myra drive. In actual fact, just bear with me 1 second. Let me just. I have got the Racket Review E-Zone open right here, and I am going into the filter the rackets. All manufacturers, all ranges, racket weight. Drop the right hand side toggle down to 70, filter from 55 to 70, okay? And we have got 5 rackets. So out of the top 5 lightest rackets on the planet, Kumpoo make 3 of them, and the other 2 are by Apex, the Featherweight X and the Goose and Myra drive. Both the Goose and Myra drive and the Featherweight X both did not have grips around the handle. This also does not have a grip around the handle. The weight of 60.6 grams is without the grip applied to the handle, but with Yonex BG65 strings there, and the Power Control Nano A291L got really close at 61.2 grams overall weight. I'm just going to take a look. Sorry, I've got a screen here. I'm just checking this out. It's interesting. If you're an E-Zone member, you know how to do this. And just want to see if that included. That also was without a grip. So that's a nice looking racket as well. Actually, the A291 was 61.2. This is 60.6. Officially the lightest racket on the planet. Unbelievable. Right, let me go back to where I was. Yeah. Balance point on this racket, according to the manufacturer, 325 plus minus 3, so heavily geared towards the head of the racket here. Our test shows it is super head heavy. Our E-Zone balance test shows this is a super head heavy racket. Now the shaft stiffness of this racket, 8.8 plus or minus 2 mil. The Racket Review E-Zone shows this to be a medium flex racket. I think that's absolutely bang on the money. Absolutely bang on the money, because it has amazing repulsion levels. Sometimes the lighter rackets, they have very stiff shafts, and that's supposed to counter for the amount of airspeed you build up and the bend in the shaft, but actually they go over the top sometimes and they limit the racket's ability to provide decent repulsion. Right, so this is a 60.6 gram racket, maximum string tension, 30 pounds on a 60.6 gram racket. That's bonkers. How much confidence does Kumpoo need to have in its frame to be able to withstand that kind of tension? 60.6 gram racket at 30 pounds of tension. Astonishing. Absolutely astonishing. Let me tell you something actually while we're on this subject. If you have a clash, sorry, not forget clash, if you are stringing the racket and you snap it during stringing, you must leave the string in place and Kumpoo will only then entertain a possible warranty situation if the string is still in place. If you remove all the string and send them a picture of the crack in the racket through stringing, they will not honour any kind of warranty, and let me tell you, there's no obligation to do so. So you can go on about it all day long, but there is no obligation on their behalf, Victor's, Yonex or Leaning's behalf, apart from customer service, to do that. And it's such a difficult area because most of the people that say, oh, my racket cracked, my racket snapped, I've been in the game 30 odd years, so have as many people I played with. Rackets don't just snap. You do get the odd one here or there which will you hit and it's popped off at the bottom here. Most of them, and you've got to agree, 95% are from clashes. Now if you happen to snap it while you're stringing, more than likely you haven't got your grips on your machine correctly done, and so when the racket is expanding through the pressure of the stringing machine, it snaps. Okay, I've seen it happen, I've seen it done. We're very familiar with all of the stringing processes and so on and so forth. Where was I? Shaft stiffness we've got to do. Yeah, so maximum string tension of 30 pounds. This racket is made in China. It has a size G5 grip, and it is primarily made of carbon graphite, good old school carbon graphite. Works well, did so many years ago, and with the technology changes they're able to do amazing things with it now. So the design of this racket, well, the paint quality, it finishes world class. It's absolutely great, really high standard finishing, glossy design, not matte. Don't think the colours are that exciting, but in terms of actual finish and feel of the racket, really good. And Kumpoo do put these two coloured grommets in the top, so you know where to start your main string, which is handy for stringers actually. Take a look at the close-up images and see what you think for yourself. Okay, specifications are done. Let's go to the E-zone. Okay, so before we start our E-zone testing, what do you need to know about how we test our rackets? Well, first of all, we use the same shuttles, the Yonex AS30s on all tests. We re-string all of the rackets with Yonex BG65 at 25 pounds tension, and it's the same player taking all of the shots. Right, now you have some basic understanding of how we test. Let's move on to the smash test. The smash shot that you're seeing here, and for all of the rackets we've tested within Badminton Racket Reviews E-zone, we take generally 6 shots. We take the 2 highest racket shuttle speeds, and we average those to give us a overall speed. If those two readings are not within a certain percentage of each other, we then retake the entire test. This shot measures the shuttle speed coming off the racket head, and also if you go across to the E-zone, you'll see a picture similar to the one you're looking at on the screen now, which accompanies every single racket within the E-zone. So that's nearly 650 or more rackets with this kind of smash JPEG showing you the racket head speed, the shuttle speed, the distance, and the approximate repulsion of the racket. Okay, now we're going to do an E-zone maneuver test. The maneuver shots was designed to tell us about the racket's acceleration abilities, its ability to shift from one direction to the other or shift quickly from nothing to full speed. It also tests the racket's aerodynamics. In this test, the player is sitting still with the racket, and once the shuttle is fired, we measure the shuttle speed to ensure we have consistency within the tests, so it's coming at the same speed all the time, or roughly the same speed as much as we can control anyway. And then the player reacts once the shuttle is fired to hit the shuttle, and we are measuring the head speed of the racket during that test. Okay, so they're done. Now it's E-zone control test time. The control test is a simplistic test. We've thought many times if there was any other better way of creating a test where we are focusing on the control of the racket and able to score it, and we so far haven't come up with anything better. So this control test is essentially a test where we have 14 shots taken. You're not seeing all the shots on the control video. We generally film half or less of the shots taken. The green bucket here scores maximum, the grey scores slightly less, and anything in the net or out scores nothing at all. So what do we think of this racket? Well, what do you think we're going to say about this racket? It's 60.6 grams. You're not going to be buying this racket if you want massive smashes. Not the racket for that. It is the racket related to speed, everything about speed, power to speed ratio, power to weight ratio, off the chain, power, speed to weight ratio, amazing. The way it can defend, the way it can drive, its ability for you to get to the shuttle really fast, sooner than you used to getting to it. Astonishing. You can embarrass people by letting them smash at you and just, it's just too easy. This racket makes all of that too easy. And what really is amazing about this racket, given the weight and the way that Kumpoo have designed it, is it lets overhead shots be not that bad. Overhead shots aren't that bad at all. You can pretty much clear without that much difficulty. Don't get me wrong, it's not a Origin Essential. Was it iPod? Yeah, Origin Essential. That racket makes clears stupidly easy. This is not bad. It makes clears. Don't forget, 60 grams. We're expecting nothing, no output from the shuttle. But they've got the flex, the head balance, and the weight combination, the speed you generate because of the lightness. Easy peasy. Okay, I think that would summarize this racket. It makes everything related to speed on the court really good. Control levels take practice. It's not easy to control something that is so light. It's just difficult to know exactly. That's going to take timing and training to get the control level right. The biggest thing you're going to miss is the smash. You're not going to be winning rallies with smashes off this racket, but you are going to probably increase your consistency because you'll get a lot more back than you're used to getting. And where it wins massively, if you are like Kevin Sukamulio, you're at the net and you are trying to, your partner's behind you and he's smash, or she's smash, and you want to get the block in off the return, this is the racket for that. It's just so fast. just block, bang, bang, bang. You're going to reach more shuttles in those scenarios than you would with pretty much any other racket on the planet. Do I recommend this racket? 100% yes. 100%. Just remember what I'm telling you. Don't go out there expecting big smashes. Expect exciting levels of speed and good repulsion, making it usable for a light racket. That's what I'd say about it. It can deliver performance on all other areas apart from aggression. You could even play singles with it because it clears okay. It's not like easy peasy, but it's not bad to clear with. So actually get used to the control and clears, and you can do half smashes in your singles game, which often win enough points rather than full-blown smashes as opposed to doubles. The full-on review talking about overhead shots, control, drive, repulsion, defense can be found at the E-Zone, on the E-Zone page for this racket. I can tell you it scored a very respectable score on our E-Zone testing, and it scored a very respectable score on our subjective court testing. All of that information is on the E-Zone page for this racket. If you're an E-Zone member or you're a regular YouTube visitor, Instagram or Facebook fan, please, if you're going to try this racket, leave a review somewhere on one of those platforms. If you are an E-Zone member, leave a review on the E-Zone, please. And if you are not familiar with the E-Zone, there will be a video tour of the E-Zone coming up after this video. Outside of that, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the support. Keep the likes going. Keep the sharing going. We want to be able to offer an experience to people looking for rackets unlike anything ever before, and we're already doing that. The amount of information on the E-Zone is unprecedented. They simply cannot think. I cannot think of anything else anyone else needs to know about rackets than is already available on the E-Zone. There's as much as it can be possibly provided with. And if you're still struggling to make a choice, I get that, but at least you are as informed as it is physically possible to be. Thanks for tuning in today. Do look out for the next video. I'll see you soon.